God showing up to the Apostle Paul. He's just planted a church. He's discouraged. He's not getting paid. The people are opposing him, and Jesus shows up, and he says, do not be afraid. Keep on speaking, because the reason I have many people in this city who are mine, who don't know it yet, and they're going to be saved through you. That's why Paul says things like in 2 Timothy 2, he says, I endure all things for the sake of the elect. What were the all things? He tells us. He was whipped 195 times with glass or a bone attached to leather with a rod, whipped into his back, peeled off 195 times. It means in 39 sets of 5. He was beaten. People think that Paul was probably hunched over from his scars. That's why he said in Galatians, he says, I bear the marks of Christ on my back. Paul was shipwrecked 3 times. He was stoned once. People thought that he had poor eyesight. It's probably because he got stoned in the head. But this is the Apostle Paul. Paul goes into a city and he says, point number 1, you need to repent. They stone him. They drag him outside the city. They leave him for dead. He wakes up. He walks back in the city. And he says, point number 2, Jesus is alive. And he's appointed a day of salvation. And he's appointed a day of judgment. And you need to repent. And you need to believe. This is the Apostle Paul. He's in danger in the country. He's in danger in the city. He's in danger from Jews. He's in danger from Gentiles. He's in danger from religious people. He's in danger from false brothers. He's in danger everywhere he goes. He's homeless. He's hungry. In 2 Timothy, the last letter he writes and he says, everyone's deserted me. And he's alone in a cell, in a jail, about to get his head chopped off. And he says, Demas went to Thessalonica. Crescens went to Galatia. Other people went here, the other went there. But Jesus was still with him. Jesus was still with him. It's no wonder at this occasion that Jesus shows up and he says, don't fear. Don't fear. I'm with you and I'm here. And the reason you're not to fear is because there's more people who need to be saved. There's more people. I believe with all my heart, there are more people here in Wenatchee that need to be saved. The work is not done. The work is just beginning. So we want to be a culture and a church that makes disciples, who make disciples, and plant churches that plant churches. Because there are more people who need to be saved. Paul said in 2 Corinthians, he said, I became all things for all men so that I might win as many as possible. Not as many that are convenient, or as many as we can seat, or as many as we can handle, but as many as possible. And Paul spent his life trusting in the promises of God that in his sovereignty, he is going to bring about the salvation of some people. And you look at his life and you might think, good grief, Paul, don't you know that God's in control? Paul would say, yes, and that's exactly why I live my life the way I do. That's exactly why I endure all things for the sake of the elect. Some of you think, well, Paul, don't you know that God predestines people? Yes, he does. And he's predestined you to be the means by which they are going to be saved. And it means that you are going to lay down your life for them just like Jesus laid down his life for you.